Welcome back. With us right now is Gina Watson. You just saw her in that commercial for South Bay Jewelry. Today we're going to talk about the importance of getting your jewelry, your watches, all kinds of things appraised, right? Good to see you.
Yes, thank you, Ken. Thanks for having us back. One of the important things about the Legacy program that I really would like to talk today about is, besides going through and discerning what of your items are of value, we really need to look at the choices that you're going to make,
right,
and decisions that you will make for your family. The first thing that we always discuss with our client is, who is it that you would like to leave your legacy to? And with that, that moves us and promotes us to move forward with our client. So today we're going to be talking about when we have a family member or members that we're going to be leaving items to, the very best advice that we would have is to take the items and have them appraised.
Right.
This way, the family members, when it goes to a will, those individuals will have them documented as to your wishes.
Right.
This way, the items will have a value. And also, what we insist on doing is documenting with a name for the individual.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, that's nice.
It's a little different, Ken, because what happens...
Can I see that?
You sure can.
And there's a, I don't know if you can see here, but there's a ring attached here. So that way, this is something that's kept. In other words, it's a whole appraisal here, but also who it's going to go to, and the piece of jewelry or whatever it might be. There's an appraised value. Yeah.
Now, there's different situations. We have family members where there's maybe only one family member, so they don't need to do this.
Right.
And last month I did an estate, and there was literally 120 pieces.
Oh, wow.
That the individual chose to do and document everything. So we literally had a box of these documents naming several different people. That's not always the case, but in the situations where, let's say, a family member or family members get together with the executor of a will, and this has not been done, we have seen where there's been a lot of confusion.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And I'm interrupting you only because I think having your stuff appraised, even if you aren't ready to do a will yet, is still important for insurance reasons, right?
Absolutely, Ken.
I was just, you were telling me all that, and I'm thinking, well, even if you're not set to do that yet, just to know what the value of this stuff, because maybe it got passed on to you.
Right. And so many of the appraisals are, they're too old, and the items have not been reappraised for today's current value. So whereas the prices change, so does the value of your jewelry.
Right.
And when it comes to your heirs and they receive these items are going to be confused for the heirs.
Right.
The heirs are going to be, one person might be looking at that diamond from Grandma's estate and wonder why that's not given to them.
Yes.
And so there becomes sometimes a big debate.
Sure, sure.
And what happens is, if this happens and it cannot be resolved, it's up to the executor of the will that can literally sell the items if the heirs cannot choose and make a discerning agreement between them.
Right. So that's important too. And I would think another important part of this, maybe there's a certain piece that you want to give to someone, or they admire it, and they may come and have it appraised, and maybe it's just what we would call costume jewelry. But right away, it's like, okay, there's a sentimental value here, and why we don't have to worry about the monetary value so much, we still want this piece to go to this person because they admire it, no matter what it is, right?
That is so true. And there's a fallacy that the parents are going to know, or the family is going to know who's going to receive what, but that's not the case.
Right.
So many times we see the client come in, which are the heirs, and they've received merchandise. They have no they're not gravitated to it. They're,
right.
It didn't mean anything to them, and they pass it on to maybe their sister that would have liked to receive that from the parent.
Right.
So we encourage the parents at the time of our consultation to really look at the family members and to choose, to make the decisions to choose who is best suited for those family heirlooms.
Now, of course, they have the different options. You might have it appraised just for the insurance reasons, to pass on to an heir. Maybe you want to know the value because you want to sell it, or perhaps there's some pieces of jewelry that they don't really like, but they're like, you know what? Maybe we can retool this, redesign it, remake it into something, right?
Absolutely. When we work with the legacy program with our clients, the first things we look at by separating all their items is which of these items are the family members not going to want.
Right.
And this is the first thing that the clients say, they're not going to want it, Gina. And absolutely, we separate those items. Then we look at the items that are of importance. The ones that they are not going to want the family members to go, we encourage the client to sell those items, to put that in their pockets for today. Because in the long run, the family members would want that for their family, for their parents, to take those items. Plus, it's the burden on the family. Just a week ago, we did a legacy where a parent had passed away, the only remaining parent had passed away, and it literally took the single heir 3 bottles of wine in a week to go through all the shelves and the boxes of merchandise before she could muster it up to come in and just have us sort through it.
Right.
So it's really important that the heirs, the family members, do the right thing and do their good housekeeping.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it was good wine at least. But what are some of the things that you can appraise? And here's a reason I'm asking. I got from my grandmother years ago. Actually, she passed away back in the 1970s, but along the way, my dad found this wonderful box of silverware, for lack of a better word. And it's all these weird pieces. You know, years ago, they would have a sardine fork and they had all this, but it's really cool stuff. Do you appraise things like that?
Absolutely. We appraise all sterling silver, tableware, objects, coins, jewelry, anything that is of value, even paintings. We work with a lot of the brokers and auction houses. So we encourage our clients to bring in everything, including costume jewelry, because a lot of them are named items that are of value. One of the things I would like to express is your insurance companies are not going to, a lot of them, accept just any appraiser. You need to have a GIA graduate gemologist.
And that's what you are.
And that's what we are here. So I really encourage you to have them appraised correctly and to look at all the values, all those items that you are not using, to discern whether or not those are going to be items that you want to use or you want to pass down.
That's true. You know, even costume jewelry, maybe it was costume jewelry out of the 1930s or 40s, and you know, it cost the people 50 cents, $1 back then, but it was done by some designer who over the years gained fame, and all of a sudden that little piece of what was once costume throwaway jewelry is now worth an awful lot.
That is correct. Even Trifari and Monet, those are more current costume jewelry. But did you know that some of those are favorable and they're still resellable? So we do a consignment. We do either a sell outright. Those are 2 different areas where we can help you discern what will give you the most for your money. And at the worst case, you can sell them for parts.
Yeah, there
or
you go.
donate them.
Exactly. So there's all different options available. You are up in Aliso Viejo, right?
Correct.
And I'm going to give you their phone number. It's 949-643-1777. South Bay Jewelry OC.com is the website. So if you have some questions, start by giving them a call and going up to Aliso Viejo, and Gina and all her staff are going to help you out, and that's where you start from. And you can find out what your items are worth, what you want to do with them, the right path to take. They can help you out with that, right?
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you for having me, Ken.
Good to see you again.
Thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
and we'll be back.
Okay.